welcome back. We are on Styx. This is episode 2 of our first season playing through. And yeah, let's get going. So overall, haven't really done too much without you guys. I just went and got a little more oxite so that we had some oxygen, made a few more bone arrows, and just cleaned up the inventory, dropped off some stuff in our drying rack and in our little storage compartment inside. Our campfire is still running good. A little bit more wood on there, just so while we're gone doing our little hunting trip, it keeps making us some charcoal. One little tip, some people like to break down the wood into sticks and just run a bunch of sticks. If you put burnable items up here in your inventory, the fire will continue to burn them when it runs out of these. So when this 100 is done, it will burn this 16. I don't know what that was. Okay. Anyways, you get one... Oh, there's another jaguar. Fun. You get 1 charcoal per stick or 8 per wood. So technically you'll get more charcoal if you're burning only sticks, but you do have to keep them stocked. So just to keep that in mind. Got a jaguar there, We're just surrounded by jaguars. Should be fun today. Some good hunting. One last thing before we get going. If I can get up my little thing. I might have to fix that by the end of the day. We are going to craft us a bone knife. This should help us... Ooh, hopefully I have enough to make a bone knife. Hopefully get a little bit better yield from our hunting than what we have been getting. Let's see. I need some more bone. Used all my bone on my arrows apparently. Some wood. So we'll grab a couple wood off the fire. And after our first couple hunts, maybe we'll go get the jaguar that's hanging out down there. We'll make ourselves a knife so we can do some better hunting. Oh, he's glitchy today. Where you going, buddy? Oh, I hate that. One of my biggest pet peeves about this is the edges. You can't shoot him. You can't get the headshots very well. You're just stuck shooting them in the ass. There we go. And that one was especially glitchy. So. Put some more bone here. Wonderful. Okay, now we can make ourselves a bone knife. We're just gonna destroy this other one, get a little bit of stuff back. That, honestly, I don't really need all of it. But might go stick it back in our house. quite a bit more leather yield off of that one. So as we go, once we get our alteration bench, we can pick one that gives us better yield off of everything. An alteration that you can stick on there. These knives cannot be altered. Anything that can be altered will have a little square icon in the bottom right corner. Pretty obvious once you have them, but anything that doesn't have that square cannot be altered. So just something to keep in mind before you get going too crazy. Add to stack. There's none of them. And we'll just let the bone cook on fire. We'll eat a little bit of our charred corn for our trip. Consumed 100 food items. What a reward. Okay, so last thing before we go is we're going to craft some armor. Just kind of forgot to do this earlier. We have unlocked some cloth armor, which gives us a speed bonus. Pretty handy. So we're going to make that up really quick, which we can do on ourselves, so kind of do it on the way. I think we'll need some 200 fiber to do that. See if that's good enough. More oxide over here. I think we still need another 200. Oh, that's good to know. We've got some wheat hiding over here as well. Good once we start having them out. Or get our cooking stations going. Start making flour. What did we need? Needed legs and arms. Okay, perfect. Forgot to grab some water, but I think we'll grab some when we come up around the other side. We may or may not get dysentery, but whatever. Not too worried about it right now. Really, the only thing that I'm avoiding is a bear at this time, to be completely honest. Food buffs going. Stringy meat is an excellent source of stamina. Oh my. Okay, so we're gonna run away from our house. This is that. What is this? 1, 2, 3, tier 6. Glorious. This is that storm that I was talking about with the lightning. You can see the little bolts coming down out of the clouds. We do not want to be anywhere near our house right now. or else we have a good chance of getting it burned down. I would not be initially against staying out in a storm. However, a tier 6, with how low level we are, we could absolutely end up dying. So, we're just gonna start out in here. Worm scales and poison sacks will be sort of useful later on in the game. They're really rather heavy, so this way? No. Thought I'd already mined out all the useful things in here, but I had not. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh gosh, I am the most ADHD person out there. So I apologize if I am on a rant and then get completely distracted, or vice versa, get distracted to go on a rant. Oh yes, they're very heavy, the scales are. So I don't typically try to go grab them unless I am specifically looking for them or know that I have a mission that needs them. So I'm gonna hang out in here. Wait for the storm to pass on by. It's pretty nasty out there. And then we'll come back as soon as that storm's over and we're ready to go back and go hunting. Okay, welcome back. That was a very long storm and I got bored. So I went ahead and mined out everything else that I could in here. The rest of the stuff is platinum, titanium that we are not able to mine at this moment. Crafted a little crate here because my torch ran out, so I was in the dark. And went ahead and put everything in there. So we got some coal, some more copper, some more iron. I don't want to carry this with me when we're going hunting. So it's going to live here until I make a run back, maybe after we're done with the video today, and come just grab it and bring it back to base. Or if we're back this way, I might grab it anyways. So, lots of trees down from the storm. Also, some trees on fire. You can pick the brush because the fire will spread. As you can kind of see here. You can also catch fire. So, you know, keep that in mind. You can see my temperature is going up significantly as well when I'm close to this stuff. Stop spreading. No more fire. Very far away from water, so I don't really want to get lit on fire right now. You have to submerge yourself. Okay. We did it. Ah. Well. You cut this down, you get charcoal. So, that's handy, I guess. Alright, well, it's already dark, so we're gonna abort mission, run back. Like I said, that was a really long storm. Run back to the house, drop some stuff off. Maybe? Nah, I don't want to be overweight. We'll come back this way in the morning and do some hunting then. Oh, do we do it again? We do. Aha! Not so fancy now, Mr. Komodo. I hold grudges. He gave us a bite at the beginning of the game. you didn't see in the first episode, we have a grudge to hold. I'm hoping, and I think we will, we're pretty close to our level 10, which is when we unlock our crafting bench. Did we go too far? No, okay. We unlock our crafting bench and can start really leveling up the items in the house and our own stuff. So definitely goal is to get there pretty early on. You can see our house is not on fire, which is great, though it did take a beating, it looked like. So we'll get that repaired as well. Always use more fiber at the start of the game. Oh, that was a fire. I was like, where did that come from? I don't know where that wolf is. Probably down below. We'll deal with him later. All this did well, just the roof. Not like we talked about last time. No damage to any of this. Makes, Ah! I left my door open. Don't do that. You'll find wolves in your house. Or horses. Really just whatever. I did get a deer stuck inside my house one time. It refused to leave. I was trying not to kill it. And just, like, chase it out. It did not work. Get this repaired up really quick and then we'll go to bed and return to our initial hunting mission. Okay. Sleep. I also forgot to mention this earlier. I moved the water to the other side of our house since I guess we wouldn't mind dealing with a horse quite yet. Okay. Can't repair that right now. That's fine. Can I make another crate? Just need some wood. Yeah. Running out of space. I didn't leave enough room on the side of the house to run around to that side. So I just built a second, or I just moved the water over so that it was easier to get to. Should be fine. Do I want to cook that stuff? Or do we want to cook or dry? We'll cook it. Consume stack. While we're here, might as well repair those things. Oh, he's asleep right there. It's like he's so loud. Sorry, Mr. Wolf. I know you're sleeping, but... did he go? Once we have a better knife, then I usually will break up the bones just with that to instead of having to swap tools all the time. But it wears down your knife super quick if you do it with these early game ones. So I usually switch to my pickaxe as it tends to be a little less damaging to it. Okay. That'll be helpful when we go to cold places. That's a Tyrannus. Don't pick a fight with these early on. They can do some damage. They tend to be one of our first mounts, actually. They tend to have a baby with them somewhere. They are aggressive, so keep that in mind. Maybe we'll actually make it out to our hunting spot today. And let me know. I'm not 100% sold on our current build location. I do like it, but we are still a little bit north on the map. We're right about here. Fairly centered, not too bad. So if anyone sees a spot that they think would be kind of cool or has any other ideas, I'm definitely game to consider lots of options. Oh, really? Poison fish. So definitely let me know if you feel like you have some other ideas. Honestly, I know there's a horse over there, but I can't pick up and carry horses. I was thinking if there was a spot just a little closer to base for hunting, but oh. These bone arrows are definitely a big step up from the stone ones. I'd love to find like a wolf to drop. Maybe a Chala. It didn't see us. Chala, Ramwa, whatever. Ah, buffalo. You have to have a iron, I believe, knife to skin a buffalo. So wouldn't kill them until you have that. Also, they're really sweet and they don't come after you and try to eat you, so I'm a little partial. Okay, we're pop this here. See if anything comes for dinner. A deer down that way. New awards. We have a bear. Waiting for dinner. Okay. This should be fine. Got bow and arrows. How many bow and arrows do we have? 47. Can probably kill it. Might be a bad idea. Did we make the bad decision? I think we might. Might make a couple more arrows. Just in case. We don't have any wood. Never mind. He will at least. Jesus. Okay. We will at least maybe repair a bow. Okay, well. Screw it. We are not very fast. Ah! Don't run out of stamina. Aha! We did it. Okay. Oh, I thought I was going to run out of stamina like 3 times during that. Let's see what things Mr. Bear can give us. Ooh, raw fatty T-bone. That is nice. The chances I lived through that with stone arrows are questionable at best. Wonderful. Now chop wood automatically. We love that. And we're going to increase our movement speed because we're moving slow. Repair our knife. I don't know if our... I'm gonna guess the Komodo ate our goat. But that's okay. The bear was worth it. He has been eaten. All that remains are the bones. There's actually a surprising amount of deer over here, I feel like. Right. Okay. Let me Let me Why? Oh, we have Moa over there. Oh, a baby Moa. Okay, this might be a pause slightly to our hunting because we are acquiring our first Moa mobile. Come here, pretty man. I love the babies. They're so cute. Okay, let's grab your mother, which we did not just kill and steal the baby from. But, well, here we are. Can you get up here, dude? Maybe. Come on. Here, follow me. We're going this way? You are on follow, right? Okay. Ah, there we go. You are hungry. Let's feed you some of this. To feed them, just highlight in your hotbar. And then, right click. And then you see he's sleepy, but he's at the good temperature and has food. If he does not have at least 2 check marks, he will not tame. So, if you are getting a mount before you have the taming bed, gotta keep him fed, or you ain't gonna get nothing. So, keep that in mind. We're gonna take him back to the house, because these guys are pretty freaking fragile when they are early. Oh, do we get 2? Oh wait, no. That's not a Moa. Do we get some bees? Yes, let's do that. Man, I feel like I always have to like search all over the place for bees, and we're just snagging them right up. I love that. And grab a little oxide. I might cave and just get... we're almost level 10. Maybe not. Thought about caving and getting the little oxidizer. But we are so close to being able to make the advanced one, but we're just gonna hold out, keep mining. Probably do it pretty darn quickly. You hungry again? I feel like you're probably hungry again. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're taming pretty quick. Level 6 already. I wish I was good about just pressing my hotkeys, like actually clicking number 2 when I wanted my axe. But I'm not. I always use my little scroll wheel on my mouse because I have tiny hands and I can never reach. I even have a mini keyboard. It's compact and everything, and I just can't reach them. So, without at least lifting my hand all the way up, which is a pain. So, okay, don't throw yourself off the wall, buddy. Okay, slow and gentle. You can do it. Oh, are we stuck? Okay. Careful. Careful. No, don't go back up. Come back. Health? Great. Okay. I have had them throw themselves off of walls. I have had them run into spiked walls and kill themselves because they were hungry and they wanted to go to their food. Not the brightest. honestly, I understand the people that don't do mounts because you're already a headache. Not yet. You're beautiful, but they can be. So, protect the sweet babies at a cost. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Great. Okay. You will have a barn. No, come here. Why are you leaving? You will have a barn. Don't get used to this. But for now, come here. Why are you not following me? Oh, good night. We're going to keep making up some jerky for him. Put this down here. This is Moa food. Okay, maybe it was my fault that I apparently told you to stop following me. But we're just not going to talk about that. Okay. No sleeping on my bed. Okay? Be good. Keep taming. Great. I know. Water. And oxygen. Oh, sweet. Okay. We're going to consume. Okay. Put that up. We're going to add some stuff over here. What did I do? I feel like I did something. Arrows. I want my arrows. Okay. I'm going to take that stuff. I'll come to the same spot. Add 2 steps. Okay. What are we at? 1200? Not too bad. What do we want to do? 10 points. Okay. Anything else on here that we need? This is actually very helpful. We're gonna do that. I don't need a seed pouch yet. We'll have a backpack eventually. Could make an extractor if we haven't done that. I don't think we have. Oh, crafting is gonna get us leveled up quicker anyways, so we need charcoal, stone, fiber, and wood. Just double checking that I didn't. Yeah, okay. Starting to question myself. Charcoal, stone, fiber. I meant to do that. Definitely just wanted to drink some fancy food. What is this? Stamina, health, yield from butchering animals, and experience gained. We love that. Do we have any? Let's do that. Okay. Sorry. I thought I heard something. Turns out it was just plain in the real world. So. Okay. Charcoal, stone, fiber, wood. Noodles. Hopefully she didn't knock the mic too far. My cat is trying to become one with the stream today. Say hi, Noodles. You say hi? She wants to be quiet. Sometimes she talks to us. Not currently. She's just watching. Does make a very good little statue. Maybe one day we'll get her on camera with us. She's a long-haired tabby cat, and she's 8 years old, and she is one person kind of gal. She loves me. She tolerates my husband. And everybody else is subpar for the most part. Okay, seed extractor. We can make some tea leaves, some berry. Sir? Quiet. You're hungry? I suppose? That's right. Eat that. Okay. We're gonna do berries. Since they will expire. I almost put meat in there. You can't make seeds for meat. That's dumb brain thinking right now, but that's okay. Okay. That gorse flower down there, the yellow plant, can be helpful. I would love to have some yeast. Oh, let me out. Okay, we're gonna build a bridge. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna chop down a tree and build a bridge because I am going to rage. Trying to get over that thing. Hopefully. And then level up. Ah, see? He automatically collected. Get our little food buff here. Now we don't have to pick up our chunks of wood because we have this talent perk. There is the option to instantly fell a tree, so as soon as you knock it over, you collect everything at once. Don't typically use a point on that, but I definitely do use it for mining because it works for stone. So you can go up to one of them giant stones over there, and sometimes you hit it 3 or 4 times, and then you fully mine the whole thing. And that's pretty great. Haha, level 10. Love it. Crafting bench. And we have quite a few talent points saved up so we can unlock some of our stuff right off the bat, which will be great. But there's so much good stuff in tier 2 that I think we're going to run out kind of quick. So, but first things first. Do it right here, I think. Do before 4 of those. And maybe sink that a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we need one more. We have halves? We do. We're gonna do a half. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Cool. And then we want to put some little support beams in here. Like the at least a little realistic. Okay. And then the baby horse. We don't need a horse though. We have them a lot. So. 17 is not what we need. 8 though. We'll leave that. We don't need a railing. There. that's going to come all the way since that's just a half. But yeah, I like that. That's nice. Okay, perfect. How you doing, buddy? Hungry again. So hungry. Okay, let's see here. In our tech tree, tier 2, we love it. We're going to do a crafting bench. And then we want the oxide, oxygen, and water skin. We don't need a rain reservoir, I don't think, since we're right beside water. We should be fine. If we were going to build up on one of the mountain ledges away from a stream, then those are great because it catches the rainwater. We need a stone furnace to process all the ore that we got. And turn an anvil bench, which will let us build all of these things. Steel. Part of me wants to jump straight to steel. Oh, I don't know. That's a level 20, so maybe not. We'll probably do... Oh, there's so many good things. We'll probably do a iron knife, at least. Maybe a pick. And then we'll move to steel for everything else. We have to use steel bloom to make steel. It takes iron ore and coal or charcoal. You can also use your smelted down iron ingots with charcoal or coal. It has a lot of different recipes that you can use. But we'll need that to be able to make any of these steel tools that unlock at level 20. They are in tier 2, but because of all the updates that they did and they brought all these things in, like anything that has this little white dude in the corner is typically found on Prometheus, so we aren't really going to use those here. But all these level 20 things... Oh! Ah! What is happening? Oh my god. Why are you attacking? Oh god. Okay. Okay. I was not prepared for this. Oh gosh. Okay. I think he was going after my moa. Oh, lordy. Okay. Well, wasn't that fun? Did he come across on my bridge? Rude. He tried to eat my moa. Bad bear. Now your lunch. Sir did not make smart decisions. Even slightly. Yeah, how cool it would be if you could tame the bears, and then you could have a herd of attack bears. Oh, wouldn't that be wild? Okay. Tried to damage drying rack. Okay. Everything else just... Sure, that was so unnecessary. Okay. I'm sorry, buddy. I know I yelled at you. I promise I wasn't going to let the bear eat you. I promise. Okay? Just keep doing your thing. Speaking of which... Okay, 6 points. We need... the ranching station. Which needs iron nails. Only. We should be fine there. And we want... a saddle. And a bed. we're going to hold off on the troughs for now so you can hand feed and water him. So those are not necessary right away. Also, your animals will not starve to death or dehydrate, parched. They can't die from lack of water or food. They'll just go to 0 and then be unhappy, and their stats will be really low as far as trying to use them as mounts. But they will just wait for you to feed them again, or they'll try to find their own water source. So if you have to be gone for a long mission, don't panic. It won't die. Okay, yeah, we did that. 3 points. What do we want to do? Okay. Technically should unlock this. So that we can kind of start missions and stuff. Wouldn't be a horrible idea. We definitely want the longbow. Do we need epoxy for anything yet? I don't know. Maybe we'll hold off on the mortar and pestle for just a minute. We'll do our contact device. And we're going to do wood burner because we can cook inside of it. The fireplace takes up a huge amount of space. And this is a new heat source for us. So we're going to do that. And now we're out of points. See? Told you we'd use them up quick. Okay. Short break for you guys. Had to step away for a second. So, honestly, completely forgot what we were doing. We made our... Oh, yes, we finished with our talent points. Wood burner, stone fireplace. Yes, okay. So we need to make up a... pitch. And little man is almost tamed up. We're about 2/3 of the way there. We need... Let's just go ahead and grab everything out of here. It doesn't need to be. We need some leather and stone. Couple more stone. See if we have any in this other box. We do not. Oh, hungry again. Get us a drink. You know, when we were trying to make a bed, none of these animals were around, but as soon as we are good to go on meat and all those other things, here they are. That's pretty much how it works. There's some missions where you have to hunt down certain types of creatures, and they will be everywhere. Until you need them. And then they are gone. Okay. I want to put this right here, I think. Perfect. Okay. So now we can drop some stuff into here for storage. Did I grab everything? Oh, wait, no, that's from the bear. Okay, let's go ahead and dry up that stuff. Then craft our oxide dissolver. And we'll need some fiber. the rest of our leather. Gonna grab all this stuff. I think we're gonna use it mostly up in our crafting here. We'll do a water skin so that we can carry more water with us. And an oxygen bladder too if we can. That way we have a backup. And then we're gonna go collect some stone so that we can get our furnace going, and we will need some iron ore to really start building everything else. I usually like to stick this by the out. We really do use this back door most of the time. So, pop those both in there. That can go across. This will live down there. And the rest of the stuff can just live in the bench for now. I think it's about nighttime again. So now that we have a water skin, we can hold the water container in your hotbar and then press to fill. And now we have filtered water to be able to use. You can either consume it by pressing your left key or provide water to a person on a mission or to your mount by pressing your right mouse button. He is still taming, so doesn't need that yet. I do want to go ahead and fix up our tools really quick, and then we'll take a nap. Okay, facing the wall. He's hungry again. A hungry kid. Okay. Let's run across the way over here. Beat up some rocks. Don't want to do a massive one quite yet because we don't have our... Oh, we do have talent points that we can spend. Okay. So we're going to mine a deposit in one hit. We want to do that. And now we've really hit most of the resources that I wanted to deal with. I've not actually ever done the hunting tree very extensively, but I would love to be able to unlock the ghillie armor and the Arctic armor, and possibly these world boss locations with this character. I think those would be helpful. Though, if I remember right... Oh no, it's animal health bars. Your solo tree has some more advanced things, I guess, on it. You really get a large portion of these. There's maybe 3 or 4 that you won't be able to max out by the end of your solo points. You go up to 30. And you can respec, or sorry, up to 60, level 60. And you can respec up to 30 before it costs you Ren, which is the currency of the game, to do more respecs. I do have to go back to the station, take my ship back up there to do that with this character, which I don't really want to do for a while, so we'll probably just keep with what we have. We might respec at the end before we go to another map, but for right now, I think we can do pretty well with our buffs for health. But I would like to increase our damage with bows. Also the stamina. Let's increase our stamina. Let's start there. And then all of this stuff I think can wait. I think we can level up within our solo, and then we can come to our combat here in a minute. But let's work toward these armors. And we're going to start that out with some crouching movement speed. Since we hunt with bows a lot, when we're crouching, that's how you get your stealth bonus. So if we can move faster while crouching, I think that will be helpful. Okay. Back to our stone mining. And I do always call these nodes because that's, I think, what they call them, maybe, in the caves. I'm not really sure. Voxels, I guess, is the technical term for them. So you might hear people call them that as well. Of course, we're not going to get a full one there. Oh, worked. Okay. Sometimes like to leave some rocks around. Up into this one. Some of them will spawn back in after you log out and log back in. I think it partially depends on if you mine it completely to the ground, but I've also had them just come back no matter what. So I guess we'll find out. Need some stamina back here. Oh, I think our Moa adulted. You can see his head sticking out up there. So hopefully we'll be able to get our ranching station built up here pretty quickly. So we can start taking our Moa out and getting him leveled up and travel further since he gets around pretty darn quick. We do need to come up with a name for him though. Thinking that a little bit. Usually just kind of let the moment hit me when we get to it. But just want that one. No? Okay. We're gonna need a lot of stone right off the bat, so more than we technically needed for the furnace, but we will definitely use it. We'll also need to get some oxygen. We'll also need to get some oxide and some sulfur for our oxygen dispenser as well. Okay, well, we definitely didn't crack this one all the way, so we'll probably come back by tomorrow's round, which is not a problem. So, look at him just sticking his head out over there. Sometimes they forget what wolves are. He's probably thirsty. He's trying to come through the door for that. Okay, never mind. He's just hanging out. Not quite an adult yet. There you go. There's some food, buddy. Oh. Stone furnace. Can we make 2? We cannot. What do we probably need? More wood. We can do that. A lot of times I like to have 2 so I can put copper in one and iron in the other. Yeah, we can put copper in one and iron in the other just to get them smelting faster. Oh, hi, buddy. That's 1. That's 2. I think we might just use the coal to power these. You can use anything from fiber to hardened magma. That's new, I think. Fuel bricks, which is a good way to use for later in the game when you don't need it as much. Coal, the smallest on the list, consumes the fastest, consumes the slowest. So coal does pretty decent. Where did I put my coal? It's... never mind. It's still back in the cave. I don't have any coal. Okay. Do I have any more wood? I honestly don't remember. So we'll start with that. Perfect. Alright. Got some furnace open. Let's get some stuff for some oxygen. Get our oxygen bladder started to fill up. And then I think we might call it for today. Next time we'll kind of... well, actually, if we can, depending on how much of our furnace is complete, we might get an anvil built and do our what do they call it? The contact device. We'll place a contact device just to get that storyline started. Silica. You need some more sulfur. Just to get that storyline started, and then we can do some simple missions, which are a great way to level up next week. And keep that moving along. Here's a lot of oxide for us. But yeah, that's a good way for us to level up so we can keep cruising through, get to some steel tools. As soon as we have steel, I think we'll be okay to start some missions. If I remember right, they're mostly exploring, which is a good reason why I wanted to get our MOA up and going. We can get around the map pretty quickly on him without having to run. They also have some carry slots that make it so that we can carry more than what we are just able to do on our own. Oh, easy. Okay. And we will probably put another bridge up over here just while we have our MOA, since he can't jump across like we can. But that can wait a minute. I know. Okay. Oxygen over. Sulfur is our fuel. I know mine. Some water. Oh, hey! Look at that. Wrong go. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to change that. Okay, you can stay Rongo for a sec. Just that way we have you here on stay. But we're gonna have to think of a better name than that. Okay, there we go. We have some oxygen. Life is better. That can keep filling. Copper is done. And we have some iron. Don't know if that's enough to get... I think we need 40 for our anvil. We do. 40 and some wood. Contact device needs some rope. How much do we need? We need 8. Can we make 8? We can. Let's just do 15. So we want to make an anvil that we can then make a ranching station. Okay, so we're actually going to need 8. So let's make another 5. I'm going to cut down one more tree. Just waiting for that horse to come down this way. It's almost like he's stuck. But, I don't know. Good scenery, I guess. There is a good view up there. Maybe it's trying to sacrifice its child to us, but I don't want it. So, it can just stay up there. Oh, we do have more wood. Well, we'll leave that there for a minute. Back up, back up. Okay. There we go. That should get us what we need for the anvil. Oh, right. We're not going to be able to make our wood burner until we have steel. Okay, well that can be on the mission for next week. How many? 15 more. Needs 2 iron ingot. Okay, I think we'll be able to. Pick that here. One set of nails. One more set of nails. We're going to use a lot of iron right at the start, so I try not to make more than what I need in that moment. Over there. Okay. We have a ranching station. We need another 10 ingots for our contact device. I think that should be it. So the ranching station has to go outside. I think this will be just fine for that. Oh, I hate how it does. Okay. I'm gonna pick that. I want it to be maybe a little flatter. Oh, Well, it was still okay. So with our saddle, you can see all the animals that can equip it. Some of those animals are not on this map. Most of those animals are not on this map. But it will let you know if you can put it on something. So you can't put a saddle on a wolf tame or a dog or anything like that. But you can put them on the buffalo or the horses or the Mobas. And there are some zebras on this map, but I don't think you can tame them here. You get them on a mission on Olympus, the primary map. You do that, it's a DLC mission, then you can get a zebra. They're basically another horse, but they don't have an attack. So they're just kind of, I guess, a fun thing to do, but they don't really get you anything. If that makes sense. So, okay. Take that. We'll take that. He's doing fine. What are we doing? We want more. Oh yes, spider silk. Just gonna max out that rope. Take some fur. What did I forget? Leather. I need leather. Leather? Leather. Most of our iron. Perfect. So here, currently only passive. They have a whole bunch of skills. You have to unlock the melee attack for them to deal any damage and to become defensive or aggressive. Otherwise, they're on passive and they can't defend themselves. They can only run away. Hence why you have to protect them at the start, as they are basically the equivalent of a chicken. You can assign them to containers to eat, so they don't try to run off and go to someone else's container or constantly try to leave to go somewhere else. They'll just either stay where they are or only try to go to the containers that you assign them to. They can also lay down, wander, or follow. Tend to keep them on stay. But this box right here is where you put the saddle. And now you can see he has 2 normal slots and a heavy slot. And we can now ride him. We'll do. Okay. And last but not least, let's set up our contact device. Now, we're gonna stick this just right back here. Should be fine for now. Once we do our main build, it will branch out a little bit more. There we go.
Great work. Now that you have access to short-range radio, you'll be able to take on simple missions. If you want to take on more complex assignments, you'll have to craft an infrasonic relay device. Oh, almost forgot. Cinetai have come up with a fancy new way of shipping your exotic hauls off-world. They're calling it the Orbital Exchange System, OES. Abandoning all your planet-side tech is a thing of the past, if you prefer. Chuck them in the pod, and it drops it all off at the station. OES schematics should be available, if you want to build one. Good luck, Prospector.
Perfect. Okay. So the OES, Orbital Exchange Interface, is how you send exotics, which are a form of currency, up to the base and transfer it into Rin or use it to buy things as we go. We can't unlock it quite yet, but that will be on the list soon. We haven't found exotics in the cave that we've been in yet. That's where we'll usually find them. There's also some deep veins that we'll mine later on in the game. And then this is our contact device. So if you have great hunts, that is these. Simple quests, we'll do some of these tomorrow. Or sorry, next week. We'll do some of these next week. And they have a couple options. So find a cache, hunt a creature, you request them, you get 30 Ren. And usually a reward of some sort, whether it be farming materials or it gives you an option to pick from. And then operations are your primary missions. Styx has this many. We're not going to count them right now. But, oh, what type of storm? Okay, that's fine. We'll work our way through. We'll start with Thalos, which is going to be traversing new areas, killing creatures. And then we'll move our way down. If it has a little money sign like this, that means it is a DLC attachment. We'll probably wait till later to do that one. It's 3 skulls. It's a little bit more difficult, so we'll hold off on that one, but we'll work our way through some of these. I think, honestly, I've done these main ones, and I think these main unlocking missions, but I have not gone down their trees. So there's quite a bit that we'll be experiencing together for the first time. And then last is upgrades, infrasonic, cryptosatellite, and the boss tracker if you want it. All these that have encoded signals will need that upgrade to do them. And we'll build those later on as we go. Alrighty, well, let's grab another drink of water real quick. Hop back inside. Give our little man a pat. They gain more XP if you pet them. So, you'll see he has a little heart. %, shared experience, and also 10% cozy. So it's always good to pet them before you go to bed. As your coziness bonus will make your well-rested buff last longer. So right now we're at 17, duration 12 minutes. Okay, well, I think we're going to leave it here today. We'll be back next week to do our missions, our simple quests, and continue leveling up. And pending how that goes, once we get to our steel, we'll start building out our base, getting a little bit more creative there, and work on a couple missions, and on from there. Have a great rest of your week, y'all, and we'll see you next time.